12-1, Reasoning and Proof. A proof is a logical deductive argument in which every statement of fact is supported by a reason. Reasons can be properties, definitions, assumptions, or given facts. A theorem is a conjecture that is proven. So let's look at part 1. Here we have part 1. You are given that 3, open parentheses, x plus 5 equals to 45. We are to prove that x equals to 10. Complete the proof by writing the reasons that justifies each statement. They have given us choices to choose from. Division property of equality. If we divide both sides to solve an equation, we will use the division property of equality as our reason. If we subtract from both sides, that would be proven by subtraction property of equality. If we distribute, the reason would be distributive property. And if you are given information, the reason why you have that is because it was given. So right here, we were given that 3, open parentheses, x plus 5 equals to 45. So the reason that we have this is because it was given. What you're trying to prove will always be your last statement, okay? So notice I have a column of statements and a column of reasons. This is a proof. The first statement is always the given. You were given 3, open parentheses, x plus 5, close parentheses, equals to 45. So the reason for this is given. Number 2, let's think about what would we do with this equation. The first thing we would do is to distribute. We would say 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 5 gives you 15 equals to 45. So if we were just solving this equation, that would be our first step. And the reason for us to perform that first step is by the distributive property. So I'm going to write my reason for number 2 statement is the distributive property. Okay? Now, if we were continuing to solve this equation here, 3x plus 15 equals to 45, I want to get my x's on one side by themselves. So what I want to do is I want to move adding 15 to undo adding 15, perform the opposite operation of subtracting 15. So we'll want to subtract 15 from both sides. So when you subtract 15, you still have your 3x is equal to 45 minus 15 gives you 30. So the step that we took to get to 3x equals to 30 right here is the subtraction property of equality. Okay? Now to go from 3x equals to 30 to x equals to 10, we need to solve for x. We're not finished until we get a positive 1 in front of x, so we need to divide both sides by 3. So I had 3x equals to 30, divide both sides by 3. The 3's cancel. I get my 1x is equal to 30 divided by 3 gives you 10. Okay? So the reason for me being able to go from 3x equals to 30 down to x equals to 10 is I divided both sides. So your last and final reason is division property of equality. Okay, that's listed right up here, division property of equality. So let's go over these steps again. The first step was distributing. 3 times x was 3x, 3 times 5 was 15. The next step, we subtracted from both sides. And then we got 3x equals to 30, and last, dividing both sides by 3. So you were given the original problem, then we distributed, then we subtracted, then we divided by 3, and then we had our final proof of x equals to 10.